Welcome everybody to the HolloTalk podcast. This is Jeff Paynick. I'm here with a very special guest today, Addae, aka Addie's Diary. Say what's up to the people.
Hi everyone, so nice to be here.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I actually just finished a few of my interviews and they are now out on my YouTube. So I'm very excited for everyone to see them. But how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I got you on the HolloTalk podcast, so I can't be doing better than I am right
Thank
now.
you.
Okay, so let's just get right into it. So for the people who don't know who you are, can you let them know who you are, what you're about, and what you do?
Yes, well, I am Addae Lane / Addie's Diary, as he mentioned, and I am your memory lane muse. And what I do is I create content and interview those who have came before us in the music industry or just in entertainment in general. And I give them their flowers. As
Hmm.
for me, it's like a gift in itself to just be able to speak to them and make content centered around them to make sure that these legacies never die.
And I love that because this is essentially what I do on the How Talk podcast. So, like I tell everybody that come on the podcast and the listeners that listen to the How Talk podcast, I like to shed light on people who tend to either shine light on others or are behind the scenes and just don't get that recognition for how dope they are. So, I like to find those people, collaborate with those people, and bring them on my platform and be like, "You dope as hell. Everybody need to know you dope as hell."
Thank
So that's what we're doing right now. You
you.
dope as hell. And we got a little thumbs up for the people who might
Thank
see
you.
that because we out here living the good life.
Mhm.
Thumbs up, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so with doing that, like, what do you think is the how do I want to say this? Like, what do you think is the the importance of being able to talk to these people and have their stories be broadcasted on whatever platform that you're doing it on, and for other people to see them and hear their stories and kind of know who they are?
Mhm. I think the importance for me is just because these people, in a sense, like raised me with
Mm-hmm.
the music, with their entertainment, whether it's in TV shows or movies or just on a CD that I have in my room. The importance of getting their stories out is to share with everyone because many people go through different things. So
Yeah.
you might be going through something, and one of these artists from one of their records 20 years ago, or whether they're making music again now, you can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't want to live in a world where, my kids or their kids don't know who like a Karen White is or a little Anthony or a Tony Thompson. That's not the world I want to create. I want to create a
Mm-hmm.
world where we continue to give artists their flowers, whether they're here or deceased.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's funny, right? So I'll tell the story. So for the people who don't know, I have a niece, right? She is 11, I believe. So anytime I see her, the first questions I ask her, I'll be like, "Do you know who Tupac and Biggie are?"
Hmm.
She be like, "Yeah." I'll be like, "You know who Ali is?" She'd be like, "Yeah, I know who that is." So speaking of which, shouts out to Ali. I got
Shout
baby
out
girl
to
on the shirt. You feel
yeah,
me?
Jalen, brother
That's
Jalen. Yes.
that's baby girl right there. But I asked her, I'll be like, "You know who these people are?" And
Mhm.
she'd be like, "Yeah, I know who these people are." But I asked her this question because I just be wanting to see are
Oh,
you learning these things?
right.
Are you learning who these people are who influence every aspect of the life we live? So I try to educate my youth. Is what I'm saying.
As you should, as you should, as you should.
Yeah, so like that, like so you saying what you saying about that being like an important factor of what you do and why you do it. I think that is very important for people to just know who people are and just know their stories because a lot of things get lost in translation and a lot of things just get lost in history. It's like for instance, and I want to take some time to say rest in peace to D'Angelo. you
Yes,
know um that was a big loss for the culture, but him being able to do interviews and stuff like that, which I don't believe he did like too many interviews, but like him doing a few interviews, you get to see the personality of the person, him being reclusive and not really being out there like that, only giving us 3 albums and things of that nature. Him being on camera and somebody talking to him and talking about his life story and what he likes to do and just how he thinks. all of that stuff is important, for when they're here, of course, but for when somebody passes on, and the only thing that you can have as a reference to them is what they've done or the stories that people tell about them or the stories that they've told on their own. So yes, that stuff is very, very important, especially for moments like that. Shouts out
Yeah.
to D'Angelo.
Yes. I actually went to Raphael Sadiq's concert last night, and he did a
Oh wow.
tribute to D'Angelo. So that was really beautiful to see another artist whom he was very close with and worked with in the past to give him his flowers. So yes, rest in peace. That was, oh my God, it was a shock, truly a shock. Like,
Yeah, but no, but please tell me the story about the Raphael Sadiq concert last night, because given the circumstance of yesterday and how how heavy that was, and the importance of Raphael Sadiq being a close collaborator, please let us know how that was.
yeah, so basically, it was towards the end of his concert. He spoke about actually being with D'Angelo a few days ago while he was in the hospital. So, you know, I'm so glad that he actually got to see him because, people like who didn't know him, we probably didn't know he was sick, but I'm sure
Right.
those around him were just filling him with love and letting him know that, we're going to carry on this legacy outside of your artistry, but also within your artistry. And he played the acoustic version of How Does It Feel, while we saw
Mm,
these huge pictures of D'Angelo behind
mm,
him, everybody crying, and then Raphael.
yeah.
It was just like, it was so heavy just being there and watching this all transpire. But it was also so beautiful to see that you took time out of your concert to give him his flowers, to do the acoustic version. So it was beautiful.
I'm just thinking about it right now. Like I don't even think I could have sat through an acoustic version of that song, especially at that moment. Mm-mm. You know,
Yes.
yeah, not a chance. I feel the emotions right now. Like I'm trying to thug it out right now. you and the reason being is because like it's just a sad thing in general. But for the people who know me, they know D'Angelo is one of my favorite artists of all time, and they know how important the Voodoo album is to me. Like
Mhm.
that shit is like one of the best albums of all time. So for me, that it really, really hit hard. Losing our legends, like we've been losing them at the rate we've been losing them, especially our black legends. Like
Mhm.
it's just one of those things where, and it's weird to say it this way, but like they're almost like our childhood heroes too. Like even though they weren't like our
Right.
generation technically, like it's multiple generations that these people have raised, and we all are collectively feeling the pain of losing these people. The way that we've been losing them, or at the rate we've been losing them. So
Right.
I just think that that's a very interesting thing of how important they are to so many different generations of people. Like these people are important to 17-year-olds and
Mhm.
57-year-olds. Like,
Right, right.
you know what I mean? So, yeah, like I said, just shouts out to D'Angelo and shouts out to everybody that's transition. So,
Mm,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. But on a happier note, I told you this off record that we have to give you a reason to talk about this particular person. So for the people who don't know, Addae is the biggest, and when I say the biggest, I mean the biggest Tevin Campbell fan. And I just want you to tell the people all of the wonderful things about Tevin Campbell and why he is essentially the
Mhm.
love of your life.
Oh my gosh, yes, I absolutely love this topic. This is one of my favorite topics in music. I'm already getting emotional, but one thing about me is I'm gonna let my emotions flow and
Absolutely.
just get it out because, they deserve it. They really do. And
Absolutely.
Tevin and me go way back. I discovered Tevin. There was this channel on TV called Music Choice.
I knew you was about to say music
Yeah,
choice. Shouts out to music choice. The
and
real one knows.
right, right, the real ones know. And there was a picture of him in this like pleated shirt, like khaki pants, brown belt, this little
Yeah,
high
yeah,
line in the middle. And I don't remember what song. It was probably "Can We Talk," I'm guessing. And from
Mhm.
there, it's history. I saw him on the episode of Fresh Prince, and I'm like, "Ashley, girl, I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. We good." And Tevin is one of those people whose music has, if you've ever been in a dark place or something has happened, Tevin, the music just inspires you to just, just keep going and let you know that everything is gonna be all right.
Mhm.
And that is what Tevin has done for me. He's like, if you think about, what you want love to be like, I listen to his songs and I'm like, okay, that's either what I have or what I want.
Right.
Think about a heartbreak, which I haven't experienced, but I would listen to his music to experience the heartbreak because
Mhm.
you can feel what he's listening to, what you're listening to through his
Mhm.
lyrics. He's just amazing singer, the male version of Whitney. So I feel
Alright.
like yes, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I and like I said, it you don't have to answer this question, but like I said, I'll just ask it just for the sake of the conversation. Like what was like some of those like things that you might have experienced like where Tevin Campbell kind of pulled you up out of those places that you found yourself in?
It was just like maybe I was sad from a situation and just hearing "Can We Talk" out of nowhere would snap
Mhm.
me out of it. Or he just has a voice of an angel. One particular song that sticks out to me involving Tevin, but not just Tevin, is "Black Men United." You will know. Such man, the most motivational song I could think of. Next to Freedom from the Panther soundtrack, of course, with all my beautiful women. But
Right.
that's one song that just like keeps me going, keeps me motivated to do what I do, and reminds me to just never give up. And shout out to D'Angelo again because he's the one that put that together.
Yeah. Yeah. You see how it comes full circle?
Yes, yes,
See that's called higher power, people. That's what that's called. Higher
absolutely.
power.
You know, if I switch this, can you edit this part out though? Like, can I switch it? I feel like the light is going down.
Oh, you good. You
Okay,
good.
yeah, the light is like going down. It's getting darker in here. Okay.
You good. Yeah, but back on the Tevin Campbell part, right? And this is just me, but he also was power line. Like, like
Right,
people
right,
don't dig. Like a Goofy movie is legendary, y'all.
right.
It's legendary.
Yeah, he is a kid that has worked with the greatest musicians ever,
Quincy
like
Jones.
Face Prince, Quincy Jones. Everybody wanted Tevin. So do I. So it's like, know, so y'all just want Tevin. Goodness.
Okay, so let's stay on this topic here. So have you ever met Tevin Campbell in person?
I have not met Tevin Campbell in person. However, I have seen him in concert.
Okay.
Came to Nashville, Tennessee in 2022. So it's about time for him to, get back on that road. And but yeah, I've never met him, but I hope to, and I will. I
Yeah,
will.
yeah, you gotta speak it. Hey, you know what? See, this is why I have a platform like I do, so I
Mhm.
can say things like this. Yo, hey, Tevin, she need to meet you because she loves you, and we all love you. So we just want to send some love to you, but she just trying to give you love in person. She want to hug you, maybe kiss on you. I don't know, but
Maybe flowers.
but safe to say, she just want to give you some love, brother. So if you ever find yourself in Nashville, send us some tickets, man.
Please. Please
You
do.
know,
Thank
see,
you.
I got your back. That's why I got the platform, so that way I could tell Tevin Campbell, to talk to you and slide you some tickets and give you some backstage passes.
Oh yes, that's
I'm just trying to do my part to serve the community.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, do I have an artist like that for me? I I don't know actually because most of my favorite artists that I like I've seen most of them in concert and stuff like that, but I never thought like oh, if I need to meet you ASAP.
Right.
I don't give a where you at. I'm pulling up. Like I don't know if I ever felt like that with any artist particularly. Like the way that you feel about Tevin Campbell. But what I will say is there are so many artists, like countless artists that have raised me and have taught me more than I could begin to tell you I learned in school or any kind of educational institution. Like,
Right. Right.
these people have like when I say raised me, I mean literally raised me, and influenced almost every aspect of life, like the way I walk, the way I talk, what I eat, how how I whatever, everything, So for that, I can definitely say it's interesting that you can have so many influences in your life that all come from similar places. These are all musicians or entertainers, actors, so on and so forth. And it's not just like us as individuals; it's an entire world
Right.
that that people relate to these people. From like when you said, "Can we talk?" Come on, I'm sure you're not the only person in the world that reacts to a "Can we talk?" like how you do when you hear it. I'm sure it's millions of people that
Mhm.
react that way, or they can think about a time in their life where something substantial was happening, good, bad, and different.
Right.
But it takes you back to a time, or it gives you a memory of, oh, my baby was born when Can We Talk came out, 93. Yeah, like, I think
92.
90,
Yeah.
92, 93. My baby was born in 92, 93, and then Can We Talk came on TV for the first time, like, stuff like that, and I just think it's really, really cool how all of these people have an impact on people's lives, whether they know it or not, but they have these impacts on people's lives in a variety of different ways.
Mhm.
And even to this day, they still have that impact from something they might have done 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago,
Right.
sometimes 100 years ago, depending on what you affect them.
Right.
but but yeah, like how do you feel about that? Like talking to these people, like do you ever like ask them like what do you think about your impact on people's lives
Mhm.
from what you've done or the art that you've created? Like do you ever like think of that or ask those questions to those people?
Yeah, and it's mostly they're just very grateful that
Mhm.
through 20 plus, 30 plus, or maybe even I remember talking to little Anthony that's maybe 40 plus,
Mhm.
how their music has stood the test of time. I'm trying to remember what Karen Wright called it. Was it like it was like a grapevine or something? A grapevine or something when
Mhm.
last decades. And so they're just really grateful about this experience that they've gotten to have within their music and how it touches so many people. It may not be number one on the charts in 2025, but it's
Mhm.
number one in our hearts. But yeah, like it's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful, and I hope it continues for many more decades.
Yeah, as it should, hopefully, and this is one of those questions that I ask people like when I talk to them, like, and this don't even have to be like people that do music or anything like that. This just be like your everyday person, and I like to ask people like, do you ever like really just think of like your impact on other people's lives, like even if it's just like one meeting, like you just met this person for one day or whatever, because you can have an interaction with one person and you could think about them forever, like, yo, I remember that time when this when I was feeling down and this guy or this girl just said, you look so beautiful today, and that just cheered me up, and you'd be like, I wonder where this person is, like,
Mm.
and they just was giving you a compliment, not thinking like you would be thinking about it 30, 40 years later, like, but it had that much of an impact on you. Like, I always just wonder, do people think about like the actions that they do, like if you was giving a compliment to somebody, like do you just think like, oh, this person might be
Do I think I
thinking
have an
about
impact
this?
on somebody else?
Yes.
Great question. I think when it comes to my love for music, like
Hmm.
randomly I'll do like lives on TikTok, and one thing about them, they're gonna give me like my flowers. They're gonna say, "Oh my gosh, thank you for doing this. Thank you for, being so young and giving this new generation just like a blast into the past." So I think for me, I would like to think yes, especially, and I'm so glad that again it's like a full circle moment. Like
Mhm.
music was just inbred into me, and now I want to give it to others. So that's my thing. It's like passing the CD down for different
Mhm.
generations. So I would like to think so.
Okay. So speaking of passing the CD down, who passed the CDs down to you?
Well, my parents did.
Okay.
I
All right. That's our parents. Let's go.
Yes, yes, shout out to my parents. My dad is like the biggest, the number one fan. No one comes close to him when it comes to Tupac. Okay. Growing up,
When we gonna talk about that?
I literally thought Tupac was my uncle growing up, just based on how much he loves Tupac and how much he gives Tupac his flowers.
Mhm.
And then my mom, she's more so into gospel now. So I'm looking
Mhm.
at different gospel artists, like, the Clark sisters or
Yeah.
Commission. So it's like different gospel artists. So it's funny how like their music tastes are night and day, but I'm so blessed to have it all. And then another thing is me and my siblings would always watch the shows that they grew up watching, like a
Mhm.
Different Strokes or Good Times or Fresh
Yeah.
Prince and whatever. And it just stuck with me. So they really passed me things, and I just took off with it.
Okay. So Pops is a Tupac fan.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So well, I don't know if you can answer for Pops, but I'll ask the question anyway. But why is Tupac his guy out of all the rappers to ever exist? What is it about Tupac for him?
Great question. I think sometimes in life when you find an artist who you feel it.
Oh
Anything you
yeah.
have that's your favorite, you feel it. And I feel like Tupac was that for him. They grew up together, not like grew up together,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
like, he was there when Tupac dropped his first thing, did his first
Mhm.
he was there till the last album or the last movie. And so it was just that like, oh, we're going from a boy to a man
Yes.
together, but within Tupac's artistry.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm known for saying this. So like whenever I have conversations, particularly hip hop conversations, we always do the top five, top 10 conversation or whatever. I never put Tupac in like my ranking. I'm gonna explain what I'm saying. I'm gonna explain what I'm saying. Don't look at me crazy. I don't rank Tupac because he's in his own category. Like Tupac is he's something different. Like Tupac to me is the like just everything included, like the music, the aura,
Okay.
the the vibe, just the energy, all of those things included. I don't think nobody is greater than Tupac when it comes to all of those things. Which is
Right.
why I just choose not to rank him at all. Like
Mhm.
he's just somewhere else. He's on a different plane.
Okay, good. Like a
He's
Michael
he's playing a different game than the rest of us.
Jackson. Got it.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Yeah, like,
Basically it. So I think I told you this before, but and this is like something I always say, and this probably causes controversy. But for people who understand, they know what the hell I'm talking about. The most famous people on planet Earth that ever be on Earth, my top three: Jesus Christ, Michael Jackson, Tupac. They the
yeah,
three most famous people to ever walk Earth.
that, that's fair. I would give it, especially Michael. Like I would
Yeah, like
Michael's a different story. He's
yeah.
I can never. I don't.
Mike is ridiculous. Like,
That's
you know,
insane.
yeah, people always be like, "Oh, this person is the next Michael," whatever, because they might be selling a lot of records or whatever the thing is. Like, I'm really trying to explain this to people. There will never, and I mean never, be another Michael. Like in any form, any capacity, any realm. Like there will
Never.
never
He's
be another Michael Jackson. That level of like star power and talent and ability and fame and all that shit. You will never see no shit like that again.
yeah,
Ever.
right.
Like
That's
it's children today that, and Michael Jackson has been dead for almost 20 years now, almost, which is crazy to even say.
that's crazy.
That shit is ridiculous. But he's been dead for almost 20 years now. and it's still kids to this day that's I'm dressing up like Michael Jackson for
Mhm.
Halloween. Like, how do you even know who Michael Jackson is, bro?
He's the best. He transcends generations. He's the best, the greatest to ever live.
Yeah. What is it about Michael Jackson that makes you feel he's the greatest of all time?
Um, if it's not how people were feigning at his concerts,
Mhm.
or how he had to rent out malls and put actors in there so he could create a shopping area for himself, like who does that? Only Michael Jackson can because he was that famous. I think
Mhm.
also what sticks out to me, I don't know if other artists do it or maybe just they just don't talk about it as much, is how much he cared about the earth, how much he cared about children, and he wanted them to be, if they were homeless, he wanted them to be housed, or if they were poor,
Mhm.
he wanted them to have money. He cared about the environment, and the whole world knew Michael Jackson. And just watching him go from um, Music and Me, or one of his first songs, all the way to his latest album,
Mhm.
when passed away.
Yeah.
Amazing. You spend that many years in the music industry and you kept going until your death. But oh my gosh, Michael is he has a song for everything. Song for
He-
everything. Even world hunger, or he wants world peace. Like who? Only Michael.
yeah.
There's so many things to say that we'll be here all day. But I just Michael is he's a gem, a true gem. True.
I, yeah, like again, like he's like him and Tupac are like the same to me. Like it's
Mm.
very hard to like rank these two guys. Like they're number one on my greatest of all time list. Like I said, all those things that we talk about, like of course the music itself, but all of the other things surrounding them,
Mm.
yes, like these two are over here somewhere.
Right.
They're playing a different game than the rest of
Right.
them.
They're just amazing. They're just amazing.
Okay, so real quick, which your top three or top five Michael Jackson songs of all time?
That's a great question. Yeah. Um, I would say She's Out of My Life.
Okay,
Um,
that's an interesting pick right there.
wow, this is oh my gosh. Remember the Time,
Oh, without question.
One Day in Your Life is on there.
Really?
Music and Me.
Oh, these are some pulls. Okay.
And, um, mm, oh, you said five?
Yeah, yeah. We just need one more. I ain't mean to ask you the
Dirty
hardest question in the world.
Diana. I think I want to say Dirty Diana. I'm like
Okay.
the last two were like Dirty Diana come together. Yeah, so I'll put Dirty Diana.
Okay. So these are some interesting pulls. So generally when you ask people Michael Jackson, like what's your favorite Michael Jackson songs, you hear like around the same kind of songs, but not you. Why is this? Like, why these selections of songs?
I love like young Michael,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when, I first discovered him when he was that young.
Right.
And like his teenager era, those songs just embody what it's like to be, especially Music and Me, embody what
Mm-hmm.
it's like to be a child, but still be so in love with all of this music. Like I know one of his favorite people ever was like James Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like my favorite is Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Being that young and so mesmerized with this industry and mesmerized with these songs. It's just beautiful. He
Yes.
does it so, so well. So I just love,
Okay.
love Michael.
Okay. Is your favorite Michael Jackson song in that list of the five you gave me?
A favorite is I just don't do favorites.
Oh,
I
okay. Okay.
change all the time. Like one week I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. Then next week I'm like, oh no, maybe this is my favorite. But I would say those are some of my like absolute favorites. Like I can play
Okay.
those all the time.
Okay. All right. Let me see. So okay, so if I had to give 5 Michael Jackson songs, my top 5 of all time, I'm gonna start it off with "You Rock My World."
That's a good one.
Um, yeah. Okay. So I have to explain this to the people. So the video to "You Rock My World," I have never, and I mean ever, seen somebody as smooth as Michael Jackson in the "You Rock My World" video. When I tell you, when he hit them shoulders up there, he did that head like that.
Oh
When he
yeah.
started walking,
Mhm,
I was like, Mike, you's a bad motherfucker.
mhm.
And then he put his hand on the wall. And then he flipped his jacket. I
Okay.
was like,
He's so
Mike.
smooth.
I was like, she going, Mike. She going.
Mhm, mhm.
I never seen nobody as smooth as Michael Jackson in the "You Rock My World" video. So "You Rock My World" is number one, and that has a lot to do with the video being one of the best videos ever made in life. Um, let's see, number two. Mm, okay, so my number two and my number three sometimes switch, but today it's "Rock with You" at number two
Okay.
and "Remember the Time" at three.
Okay.
But like I said, sometimes they switch
Mhm.
places. Um, let's see. Hmm. Four. Hmm. Damn. Four. I'm gonna probably go PYT.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm about to cheat a little bit. And five, I'm going the whole Off the Wall album.
The whole album? Okay. Okay. It's like it's that's cool. The whole album. Okay.
I'm the whole album. I just so okay. So clearly, I'm a Off the Wall fan.
Mhm.
Like and I have to ask this question too because this has always been like a conversation amongst the Michael Jackson fans. Which album is better, Off the Wall or Thriller?
Thriller.
Okay, do tell.
Um, it's just for me personally, if I had to pick off the wall, the songs themselves, off the wall with Thriller, I'm going with Thriller. The music video, like he doesn't even have that music many. Wait, these two eras, he doesn't have that many music videos, but he does at the same time. But that video, Thriller, iconic, iconic.
Mhm.
There's not a video on off the wall that can touch Thriller. And what like that short movie essence that he does with Thriller.
Right, right.
But I would choose Thriller. I would choose Thriller.
I'm not mad at this. The reason I ask this question is because like I I just try to like understand like what the nuances are of like why you like Thriller more than Off the Wall or why you like Off the Wall more than Thriller. And most times like it's one of those conversations of well Thriller is just like every single song. I think it's what is it 9 or 10 songs on the album, and it's like every one of them is you
Hit
know what I mean? But then, like me being in the off the wall camp, it's just I don't know how to explain it. Like Mike was just like in a different kind of like bag and off the wall. Like Thriller is of course it's Thriller. It's the highest selling album of all time, one of the greatest albums ever made. It's Michael Jackson. It's basically his magnum opus.
Mhm.
But it's just like, all right, if the type of Michael Jackson I like is not necessarily that version
of
of
my
Mike.
yeah.
Like the version I like of Mike is the off the wall version, or in terms of our culture, which is Black culture, we like the Black Mike.
Don't discriminate. I don't discriminate.
No, I'm just making a little joke. But yeah, that we like the Black Mike. So but yeah, no, yeah, Off the Wall and Thriller are two of the greatest albums of all time. Mike is just one of them ones. What I will say too, and I think that this is a very interesting story. I don't know if you know the story, but uh, so Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson did Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad,
Mhm.
and then never worked together again after that. You
Right.
know, because Quincy was like, Mike, let me be Quincy Jones, and you just, you be Michael Jackson. And Mike was like, no, I want to do everything.
Mhm.
And Quincy was like, Mike, you keep doing this. I'd never work with you again. You family, but I'd never work with you again. And he did whatever he did, and Quincy stuck to his guns for the rest of life. And a lot of people had the conversation about, well, after Bad, Mike kind of like it never felt the same,
Right.
not having Quincy in the studio with Mike. As a Michael Jackson fan, do you feel like do you feel that being a thing without Quincy Jones on those other albums?
I think times were just changing, so I think it made sense for him to go with like Teddy Riley for Dangerous
Mhm.
in this New Jack Swing hip hopish era. Instead of something outside of pop, I think it makes sense. Like you can't have the same thing forever.
Right.
You need to understand, like you can't have the same thing forever. That's why we miss the past so much. We might not feel we might not have like that passionate music anymore, but times are changing. So it's like it's get with it or miss it. You can miss Quincy Jones, but you got to get with Teddy Riley in this new era. That's just what's gonna have to happen.
Shouts out to Teddy Riley. Teddy, that's one of my favorites of all time. So do you have like a favorite era of music, specifically R&B music? Because I know that's your jam. So do you have a specific era that you
Yeah,
enjoy the most?
absolutely.
Talk to me.
The 90s are my absolute favorite with R&B and hip hop.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the style, the women, the men, beautiful tunes across the board, the movies, the TV shows. It's like, oh my gosh, they were so spoiled. Goodness, they were so spoiled. Kudos to them. It's a beautiful era, beautiful era. That's definitely my favorite.
Let's talk about this because you said something interesting about, like you said, that's why we missed the past so much. So for two people who wish they spent more time in the 90s, um why do you think the 90s was as great as it was, or how we make it seem to be, even though we wasn't really there like that? Like what about the 90s and that time period made it as dope as it is, and why everybody wants to go back to it?
Mhm. I think it was everybody was genuinely authentic back then because you had your highest selling people, but you also had your people like under the radar who
Hmm.
may have not gotten that much love, that much fame, whatever. You still loved them for who
Right.
they were, their music, their styles. Um, you could come out in the baggiest clothes, or you could come out like a hoochie, and we would love you either way. It was fine, like, as long as you were being yourself, that was fine. You had great representations of family, like
Mhm.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and all those other different shows.
Mhm.
A great deal of Black friendships, like Living Single,
Yes.
Martin. It was just a different time, like, you couldn't bring your phones to a concert, which I don't know how they did that, but you couldn't bring no phones, no social media.
Mhm.
Oh god, like, I would love to live in a time without social media, even though I love it, like, it has its pros, but it also has its cons. Like,
Yeah.
AI, ew, but we just miss it because it feels like home in a sense. It's something that we grew up on, even though we
Mhm.
weren't some people weren't there. Even
Right.
though some people were there, it
I was
just
I was I was there for a little bit. I was
yeah,
there for a little bit.
past that I wasn't there. So it's just like it feels like home. It feels natural to want to be in the 90s.
Okay, so what how do I want to ask you? What is your favorite like aspect of of the 90s era? Like, is it the music? Is it the fashion? Is it what is it?
The entertainment.
Okay.
The
Talk to me.
entertainment. I would have to say entertainment. Um, I'm a huge fan of slow jams. I love New Jack Swing if I wanna, like, work out or dance or something. The movies, oh my gosh, there's nothing like a grainy looking film
Mhm.
It looks a little old-timey, you can tell it's from the '90s. The acting, superb, is not you don't it doesn't look like it's shot on an iPhone. It looks like how my camera looks right now, actually. Um, oh my gosh, it's just so real, so real.
Mhm,
It feels so real, and we didn't have, like although we saw a lot of the same faces, in
mhm,
a lot of the popular movies,
right.
it didn't matter how many followers you had to come on our TV screens or to come on a big screen to
Mhm,
the audience. It was, do you have a talent?
right.
Do you have a talent? You didn't have to look a certain way. Do you have a talent?
Mhm.
I love the entertainment. The fashion is good too, but I love the entertainment.
Okay, so this is an interesting question because I genuinely debate this with myself. But for you, what do you think is the best year of the 90s for entertainment or music specifically?
That's a great question. Uh, I don't know. Maybe 1992, 93 ish.
Okay.
Maybe
Okay.
somewhere
Why?
there.
Why do you pick those 2 years?
I think something that comes off the top of my head is that when I know for a fact that's when Crisscross did Jump on my
I want to say that was 92.
1992.
Yeah.
I think that was on my birthday in 1992.
Oh, was it? Wow.
I know Tevin was out in 1992.
Hmm.
Jackson's The American Dream, the Michael Jackson biopic, came out in 1992.
That 8 hour movie.
Beautiful though. I
It
know
was.
the Boys had their album out in 1992. I think was it 1992? I think so. 1992 has always been one of my favorite eras. Oh my god,
Okay.
seriously. So I would say that's one of my favorite years of that time period. So
Okay. All right. So for me,
okay, it was
I'm
1990. Yeah, oh, no, it was 1992. I was right. Okay,
92. 92. All right, cool. So for me, I I always show favoritism to three specific years in the 90s. That being 1994,
mhm,
1996, and 1998.
mhm,
So I'll explain. So 94 for me, I think it's just the best year of music period, but definitely the best year for hip hop. Like I think 94 is the best hip hop year of all time because you had, Illmatic, which is, world renowned, the best hip hop album of all time, and what I think to be the best hip hop album of all time, followed by Ready to Die, and you had what else you had in '94? I think you had The Sunrises in the East by J. Ro the Damage. Like you had a whole lot of just like earth changing albums that
mhm,
came out in '94 for hip hop specifically, and then R&B followed suit, the same thing, and then even with movies, like '94 is one of the most stacked movie years of all time.
mhm,
And I can't even begin to like name all of the movies that came out in '94, but the Oscars look like your top 10 favorite movies of all time list. That's how stacked '94 was with films too. So I just think '94 was like the best year for entertainment period in the '90s. And then '96, I like '96 because of kind of like the similar reason. Like '96 to me is the second best year in hip
mhm,
hop history, you know. Uh, and then '98, of course, A Star Was Born. so, so
mhm. Your birthday year.
yeah, that's my birth year, '98. Don't y'all forget it. I'm a '90s baby.
Period. You
But
made
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Made it.
those are my 3 years of all time. So if y'all feel free to debate us or whatever about y'all favorite years in the '90s. Yeah, I know we right though. So yeah.
The '90s in a whole is just, oh, they were so spoiled. Too spoiled.
Yeah, and it's interesting too though because I genuinely don't think there's like any other era that's romanticized like the '90s is.
Oh, really? You don't think so?
No, not particular. Like not to the extent not to the extent
Mm,
like okay, what other eras or like decades do you feel is romanticized the same way the 90s are?
talk about the 70s and 80s. Why does that keep doing that? I feel like
Could you
it's
thumbs up?
90s. I feel like those are like the three most romanticized eras of all time.
70s, 80s, and 90s.
70s, 80s, 90s. And then for the doo-wop lovers, we can go to 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 60s sometimes. But maybe just black people are so amazing. Like we can romanticize any era of our music.
Mm-hmm.
It's still amazing. So I would say like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah.
You say every decade?
I just know I just have a super hard time like choosing one thing. I just want to choose everything. Just wanna choose everything.
Yeah, I like because like like I said, I'm really just trying to like piece it together as to like why the 90s is the most romanticized era. And like I said, I was in it for a couple of years, so I can't really speak upon it. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna just say I'm hating. Like I'm a flat out hating. I'm hating on it because like mom, why would you not have me earlier than when you had me? Like I love you, mom,
Mhm.
but come on. Well, yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like when you just think about like all the things you said, just the style and the authenticity and the entertainment. And I also think too, what it is, especially for Black people and the Black culture of the 1990s, is you kind of began to see like I don't want to say the first of things, but you kind of like seen the first of things like on a mainstream level for not just one person, like like in the 60s and stuff like that. You had Sidney Poitier, and that was like one of the only Black guys on the silver screen. Or you might have had like a couple of Black singers that were like they could play in the white clubs,
Right.
but as time went on, you got to see more people branch out and be able to do things that you just wouldn't normally see. And then that kind of culminated with the 90s being like, oh, we're like we here, bro, and we taking shit over, and we're making our footprints in this world and letting people know how dope we are. And we're making boss moves, like when you see a movie like Boomerang. Eddie Murphy talks about it all the time. It was very important for him to have an all Black cast because you just never really seen that. And you wouldn't think like all that time has passed and you ain't have an all Black cast like that for real, unless it was like a movie where it was drug dealers or they was pimps and the whole Black exploitation era or stuff like that. Like these was business people who were you know making moves and talking about love and so on and so forth, just cool regular life shit. Like
Right.
so like you really didn't see a lot of that stuff, but as the 90s came around, you got to see those kind of things happen. So I think that's one of the things as to why the 90s might be romanticized the way it is, and rightfully so.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Rightfully.
Do you feel like that plays a role
Yeah.
in why the 90s is romanticized?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it like a Love Jones. We got Love Jones in the 90s. Come on, like go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Do you have a favorite movie from that era?
I have multiple.
Talk to me.
I think one of my absolute favorites is Waiting to Exhale.
Okay.
All women, Black,
Yeah.
talented, amazing, beautiful women to lead a film like that. Another one of my favorites is Soul Food. I love Poetic Justice, South Central, Titanic. There's so many different amazing films to come out of that era. Not just Black films now.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, Pretty Woman with Julia Roberts.
Hmm.
It's so many amazing films that just feel so real with that grain effect, of course, but they just feel so real.
No, that's a fact. So I got to do this anytime anybody say anything about waiting to exhale.
Mhm.
Troy, don't you throw that up here?
Please, not the Layla Rashawn reference. Oh my
you
gosh.
you raggedy bitch.
Orange outfit.
Yo, that's one of the best movies of all time. Like,
It's,
that's
it,
not supposed to be funny like that, but That movie is hilarious. That's a comedy for me.
Oh my gosh, a
That
comedy.
movie is a comedy. That movie is hilarious. That
It
movie
has
is.
its moments. It has its moments. It definitely has its moments.
Whitney Houston wasn't playing with her mama. She thought he's a good man, Savannah. Oh, you marry his ass, mama.
That's the queen right there.
Shouts
Her,
out to Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston.
That's one of the greatest movies. I'm glad you shouted out Waiting to Exhale. Shouts out to all of the people that made Waiting to Exhale happen because that shit is legendary.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so let's go back to this R&B thing. So I know you are an R&B savant. Who are some of the most underrated R&B artists of all time, in your opinion, that don't get the love that they should?
Hmm. There's an artist by the name of Sam Salter. I think he deserves more love. I think this group called Intro deserves more love.
Yes.
I love Intro
Come
so much.
inside. Come
Yeah,
inside.
I think Intro deserves so much more love. I think
Hmm.
there's another group called Men at Large deserve more love. We needed another something else from Cut Close. We needed something else. I feel like they get their love, but we needed something else though.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that. Cut Close. Okay, so again, for the people who know, they know Cut Close is my favorite girl group of all
Oh,
time.
nice.
Surrender, come on. You can't tell me nothing.
Right. Right. There's a group called Pure Soul. I absolutely love them. Um, UNV.
Oh, you doing some pulls today.
I did. People, because people only know they're like there's a lot of groups or an artist that has like their number one hit that everybody knows.
Mhm.
Just go deeper, y'all. Just go deeper. Just go deeper into their catalogs, and you'll find something that you'll fall in love with.
Yeah, see, I got one Men of Vision that's on
Oh
Housekeeper.
yes, yes, yes. Minivision. There's another one who just crossed my head. For real, they're a girl group. A Few Good Men.
Hey, yo,
Quentin Tarver. If no one has heard of Quentin Tarver, please go look him up. Rest in peace. But he is
okay, yeah, rest in peace.
an amazing young vocalist who deserves so much more.
Yeah, I got one for the people too. They might not know Will Downing. Do
Okay,
your research.
yeah.
Do y'all research.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all research.
Yes, yes. Mona Lisa. That's my girl.
Yeah, see this why you on the How Tall podcast right now because you know your stuff.
Like these people have been there since day one. So.
Yeah, and it's funny. Well, I shouldn't say it's funny, but it's kind of crazy that like a lot of people just don't know who these people are. Like it's like oh my god, like is I don't know how to even like explain how important these groups or these artists are. Like the
Mhm.
ones that you would deem to be like obscure or like the people that you just don't know about. Like
Mhm.
these people are very very talented for one, but two, if you do know who they are, then I'm sure they have had a massive impact on your life just based off of the projects that they made or the songs that they made, so on and so forth. And it's just so many people that just don't know about it,
Right.
which is why we do what we do here and why you do what you do on your platform to
Yeah.
let people know they out here.
Love, yes. Their albums are out. Come help them get these royalties. Go listen to them. Everybody has bills to pay, so listen, stream their music. Stream their music.
That's a fact. Okay, so with what you do when you know interview people and whatnot, who is your favorite interview thus far? And and like I said, you don't have to. You could just say everybody if you know one person. But who's also like the person that you haven't interviewed yet that you would love to interview other than Tevin Campbell.
Right, right. I just quickly want to shout out Halftime Chat, Namdi, Stevie, VJ, all the
Hmm.
people that I work with. for Namdi, especially for giving me this opportunity. But I I think the Karen White one was very pivotal for me, getting to her. Yes, Miss Superwoman.
Okay. Hey, Karen White, how you doing?
I think that was so iconic for me because I was in middle school
Mm-hmm.
learning the words to Superwoman, understanding what she meant. I was in
Mm-hmm.
school listening to, because she's a part of the Freedom song with all of the amazing women of the industry from the Panther soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So to see her in person, for her to be so kind and allowing me, her and her manager Derek, shout out to her too, for them to be so kind to even let me in her space,
Mm-hmm.
and it was extraordinary. Another one that sticks out is Little Anthony. I
Mm-hmm.
got to meet someone who I looked up to. I remember finding his music in high school, freshman year. Him and Frankie Lyman, they were on rotating like Tears My Pillow. Then we can go to Goody Goody. Um, so to just meet with these people and give them their flowers, it's I can't even explain it. Like there's interviews that I haven't done but
Mm-hmm.
I've still met the artist. And I'm just like, I love you. You have no idea the impact that you have. I love you, but I just want to shout out everybody that I've interviewed, like seriously, for even giving me the opportunity to do so. So,
No,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, one more. Sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
Harrell was such an amazing interview.
Oh,
That
say the name again.
Brady Harrell.
Brady Harrell. Okay.
Brady Harrell has a story. He knows everybody. He's done everything. That that was a great interview. I loved that interview. Yes. That was one of them. I had to give Grady his flowers. She's amazing. Yes.
Okay. All right. Take your flowers, Grady. Okay, all right, okay. So I think this question about the ex is a very interesting question, and I didn't really think about this question for myself either until right now. But give me 5 people that have transitioned that you would have loved to had interviewed.
Um, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Ananda Lewis. I'm gonna put the Quentin Tarver because I feel like he deserves so much more love and respect.
Mm-hmm.
And hmm, I'm gonna say I'm just going back in my head, remembering everyone who's passed away. Mm, Aaliyah. I'm gonna say Aaliyah. Number 5. Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right, that's not a bad list at all. What would you ask these people if you had that opportunity?
Um,
Just
probably
just just one question. You can do one question just so that way you know.
I will probably ask them what are some of the tools that they use to allow their music to transcend into audiences. Like, what do they think that it is about their music that we love so much that we continue to carry on, whether it's 5 years, 10 years,
Mhm.
100 years moving forward? What is about their music that transcends time itself?
Mhm.
Why do they think that? Like, hmm.
Okay, so let me ask, what about those particular 5 people's music transcends time for you?
um, Whitney is just like the mom that I'm sure we all wish we had, that voice
Mhm.
we all wish we had. Michael, do I even need to tell? Like, he's just amazing. The work ethics that these people have are amazing. Ananda, because she is one of those people who do exactly, what we do,
Mhm.
doing artist, but having this deep, deep love and connection for the music that she listened to.
Yep.
Aaliyah, she was so young, just getting started, modeling, acting outside of singing.
Mhm.
And Quentin, the baby. Oh my gosh, a voice like that to just not get the flowers that he I don't know if he gotten the love that he deserved
Mhm.
time like in the 90s, I'm not sure, but I just feel like that should have been so much bigger. He has such an iconic voice, and I just love them all, and the way that their music transcends time is just oh my gosh. Like
Mhm.
there's this group by the name of Playtime, and their lead singer is Jayor, who's 13 years old. Jayor is a fan of Quentin Tarver. So it was like, oh, Quentin, you got me at 13. You're getting another 13-year-old. You're going to get another 13. It's just going to keep going. And that's a beautiful thing to see their music just continue to, be brought to the masses.
Oh yeah, I got it. For the people who don't know who Quentin Tarver is, like, can you give them like a song or two that they could just go to for reference to see how amazing he is?
I would recommend Dream About You. It's you that's on my mind. Um, and he's actually on the Romeo and Juliet soundtrack from
Oh
the
really?
97 version, with Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. Was it or one late 90s? And
Yeah.
he sings "Everybody's Free." "Everybody's Free" is so reminiscent of gospel. It's love. It's being free. Please go listen to that. He has another rendition from that movie that he did from Prince's version of "When Doves Cry." Amazing, amazing. So please go check out Quentin.
Okay. Speaking of that, shouts out to Prince. Prince is my favorite of all time.
It's
Prince.
Prince.
He's the best. Like, so when I said Michael Jackson is the greatest, like, of all time, he's the greatest entertainer of all time. Prince to me is the best. Like, just when it comes to doing music, he's the best musician of all time, hands down, point blank. Period.
Mm.
I To this day, I don't think I can think of another person that played every instrument on their album. Like how do you even do, like, that don't even like make sense to even like say out loud. Like I don't even know how that works. Like, do you just press the record and like play the drums real quick, press and stop it, then go to the next thing, press record? Like, how do you do this?
Mhm.
So Prince to me, the greatest. I mean, the best musician of all time. Like, when it comes to just doing music, shouts out to Prince.
That's Prince. Yes, shout out to Prince.
Yeah. So okay. So you mentioned hip hop. Now this is kind of sort of new to me because I know you as R&B. That's what you get into.
Mhm.
What you listen to with hip hop?
Like I said, Tupac is
Hmm.
right there. That's a king. I think I also love Naughty by Nature, A Tribe Called
Okay.
Quest, um, Crisscross, ABC's Playground. That's one of my favorite hip hop songs. To be that young and get me going like that, I'm like, okay, okay, okay. That. Um, I would also have to say, who did I just do a video on? Am I losing my train of thought? I said 90 by Nature. I said A Tribe Called
Yeah.
Quest. I said
Hmm.
De La Soul,
That's my
Moni
favorite rap
Love,
group of
Queen Latifah, MC Light. Now they're just coming. Yo Yo,
all time.
Afro Puffs,
Lady of Rage.
and like, oh my gosh, yeah, Lady Rage. So many. NWA, Ice Cube, like so many.
Yeah, you just rolled them off after not being able to think of that.
Yeah, they all just came randomly.
Okay, so do you have a top five favorite hip hop artists?
Mm, Tupac, Night by Nature, Crisscross, um, Tribe Called Quest, and hold on, I'm missing the women. Hold on, let me do this over.
Okay.
MC Light, Tupac,
Hmm.
Queen Latifah,
Okay, that's the equalizer.
not and Crisscross.
Okay, so
Love, yeah.
that's a fairly interesting like array of hip hop artists. What? Okay, so like, what about each of these hip hop artists makes them like your favorite for your top five?
MC Light, I love how rough she is, especially in Roughneck. Not only that, like she can be classy. Especially when she did
Hmm.
it, like with Escape on Keep On, Keep On Moving On, however it goes.
MC like my favorite of all time.
Amazing. Like I love her. Like when I hear Roughneck, Poor Georgie. Oh my gosh.
I almost start rapping it. I almost start rapping
Yeah,
Roughneck.
I love her. Love her. You know, Tifa, I love that she was one of the first women to like break the barriers of hip hop.
Hmm.
And then especially like in her, you know, when she would wear her, what are they called? The
The
dashiki
the
hats?
that's the Nefertiti hat.
Yeah, that talk about a fashion statement. Not by nature. I love how fast they rap. My goal is to learn OPP, like
Oh,
word
you
for
don't know? Oh, you don't know PV word for it?
no, he's going too fast. Like slow down.
OPP. How can I explain it? I take it from my friend.
Like that's my goal to learn that word. I wanted to mention like Tribe Called Quest. I love how I love that chill vibe.
Hmm.
Like I could knock you out if I wanted to. Tupac, what a king. Like no words. Tupac is a king. He deserves to be up there. He also is someone who cares about the environment, the mental health of a black person. You know, we hear it on
Hmm.
He's Got a Baby. We hear one of his most famous lines, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. He cares
Hmm.
about the environment. He wants to see a change. But he can also be a little player with like get around, you know. He has
I,
everything. Love him. Yeah.
I get around. Okay, speaking of that, you got five favorite Tupac songs?
Oh my gosh. Can You Get Away featuring Foster.
Oh,
Shout out to her. Shout out to
see,
Addie.
this is why you want a podcast because you know ball. You know ball.
Thank you. Thank you. Can You Get Away. I Get Around.
Hmm.
Brenda's Got a Baby. Hmm. What's the one staring at the wall in my bedroom and tell a baby screaming the guy? He can hear you. I can be a heartbeat. What's it called? Review. I'm just saying it's called Review. Um, and hmm, Dear Mama.
Oh yeah, that's always got to be in the list for sure. For sure. I'm so happy you said, "Can you get away though?" At first.
That's
Let's see. What's it? Ever since I met you, I can beat the pressure. It's like your man don't understand. All he does is stress you. I can see the pain and misery. But no, that's my shit.
yeah, such a great song. And it's the queen right there.
That is my shit. A Pac. Oh my god. I really wish Tupac was alive. Like just so we could like see what he would have turned into because for you to be 25 and do all of the things that he did within that time frame and still to this day be one of the most talked about people in the world.
Yeah.
Like he's been dead longer than he's been alive and people still talk about Tupac as if they just seen him yesterday.
Right.
Like I don't know how you have that much of an impact on the world in that short amount of time.
Right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's why I always say he's somewhere else. Like he's
Like,
not right.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like the state of hip hop today?
Um, I don't know. I don't really listen to the new hip hop. I think one
Hmm.
that or a couple artists that stick out was like Kendrick Lamar, um, and J. Cole. I love Kendrick Lamar's All Right. That's one of the best hip hop songs to come from like this generation. Um, but I don't if it's I didn't know we had hip hop. I thought it transcended into like trap music. Maybe. I don't is it still called hip hop though? Like, is
Yeah,
it?
well, so okay, so there are what they like to call subgenres
Mhm.
of music genres, which trap is a subgenre of hip hop. So technically, it's still hip hop. It's just its own version of hip hop. You know, like any other version of hip hop, like a boom bap or a backpack or jazz rap or whatever subgenre you want to call it. So
Not like
yeah,
so still rap though. So we're talking
yeah,
about rap. We're not talking about like hip hop. No.
it's one and the same kinda.
I feel like hip hop belongs to the past. Rap, I don't know.
See us. Oh, you
I
hold on, wait. We got to pause real quick because we gonna offend a whole lot of people.
don't. Is it not? I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know,
okay,
but
all right. So okay, so the term hip hop, like in which you're talking about, it's the four elements. Like it's rapping, DJing, breakdancing, and graffiti. Those are the four pillars of hip hop culture, right? So when we talk, so when we use the word hip hop now, like we don't mean that. We just mean like the rapping part.
rap.
So you're technically right. Yeah, we should just use the word rap, not
Rap. Okay. Now, when it comes to rap, I think the women are killing it.
okay.
Like Mona Leo, amazing. I know Lotto is super popular. Megan Thee Stallion, Glorilla,
Hmm.
Cardi B. What's her name? Who does the Stunna? And there's another one that's
Yeah.
YK. I think the women are killing the rap game right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Speaking of that, I want to give a shout out to Samara Sen. Shouts
Mhm.
out to you. I don't know. I don't know if you know who she is, but she's super dope. She's super dope.
Period. Period.
Yeah, yeah, that's somebody you definitely got to check out for sure. She's dope. Denzel Washington just shouted her out. It was like, yeah, you know, I'll be listening to Samara Sin. He's like, oh, yeah. So you can't get a bigger shout out than Denzel.
Oh,
Yo,
right. Right.
and Denzel did shout me out. What's up, Denzel? What's going on?
Please.
Okay, no, yeah, I agree though. The ladies definitely are killing it. I think hip hop today or rap. I'm sorry, rap. Rap today is it's in it's in a interesting place. So this particular year, 2025, has been frankly one of the best years of rap music in a long time, like a really long time. One of the reasons is because I dropped the project in 2025. For the people who know, summertime in the '90s. Go get that. And I also dropped my single Gina Views. Shouts out to Gina Views, by the way. We need you on the HolloTalk podcast. So yeah, when you get a chance, check those out for sure.
Absolutely.
but yeah, 2025 has been definitely one of the best years in rap in a long time, and primarily because we got back to real artistry. Like we got back to real artistry, and from artists that we haven't seen in a little minute. We have like the Clips, for instance. The Clips came back out with an album, and it's a candidate for one of the albums of the year. Miles came back after a hiatus or a little retirement, semi-retirement, came back and was killing the game. He's pretty much the MVP as far as 2025 is concerned for rappers on mostly everybody's list. So shouts out to the Clips. Got to get you on the How Talk podcast too at some point. Yeah, you got Freddie Gibbs dropping Alfredo 2 with The Alchemist. Like that is another candidate for album of the year. Then you got, Nas doing what Nas has been doing, this year, where, he has his Legend Has It series where he was, getting together with a bunch of different artists, from yesteryear, and he was able to, you know, help them put together albums. So he had Slick Rick. Slick Rick put out an album under Nas's Mass Appeal company. De La Soul has one coming out. Ghostface put out an album. Raekwon put out an album. Big L, rest in peace, he's also my favorite rapper of all time for the people who know. He has an album coming out, I think, on Friday, actually. Who else has an album coming out? Nas and DJ Premier themselves have an album coming out. Mobb Deep just released the album, so it's refreshing to see like the I don't want to say the changing of the guard, but like the changing of the perception of older artists can't do well in hip hop or in rap. You know, they always say hip hop or rap is a young man's sport, but 2025 has proved that to be totally and utterly false. And I just want to give a shout out to all the artists in 2025, especially the older artists who are letting them know, like, I've been dope before and I'm still dope now,
Mhm.
and I'm getting an opportunity to show y'all how dope I am. And I think this should be a testament to their ability to stay sharp and stay entrenched in the culture and want to, you know, continue to put out dope records and be better. But this should also be a calling card for other artists who might not think that people want to hear them. You know, people still want to hear y'all. Andre 3000 is famous for saying, you know, who wants to hear about what a 50-year-old man is doing? Like, I don't really have anything to rap about. And it's a bunch of 50-year-olds that just came out with albums and was like, yeah, no, we're still nice. So somebody like Andre 3000, people want to hear you rap, bro. Like, there's things that people want to hear you talk about, and you know, we would support your album. So
Yeah, we will.
if you hear this, come on, man.
Yeah.
Give us out, please. But yeah, I want to ask this question. So is this like something that you see in other genres of music where like it's almost kind of like ageism, where the young artists are the ones that just dominated and the older artists kind of get pushed out or kind of pushed to the side? Like, do you see this in any other genre in your opinion?
I think that's just natural for newer artists to take over because that's the generation that we live in, and, like but that's the same for, is it the same word? Well, well, I feel like now the older artists are what the the newer artists are what the newer generation are gonna cater to.
Mm.
Like, not everybody is like, like a me or a you who's gonna support the older artists to the fullest, but I feel like most R&B artists don't let that stop them. I know, like, Karen is coming out with something new. Troop continues to do music. Um, so it's like, I think it's just really up to the person. Do you think that your fans will love you enough to continue to support you, or do you think that they just like your, older hits and that's it? But I think it's so hard and it's sad because we want to see the older artists continue to win, but
Hmm.
the state of music, the new generation is going to focus on the new artist of today.
Right. So okay, so like in that capacity, do you think it's not enough space for like each of the groups to coexist, or do you think it's just like kind of like nature taking its course of, well, we just focus on what's the new hot thing versus what we know is good and is still good to this day?
I think it's just nature taking its course.
Got
Like,
you.
you can't force them to listen to an older artist. It's either you like it or you're just gonna focus on, what's coming out, what's relevant. Like,
Hmm.
say that they're not relevant, but like a Summer Walker or Mariah the Scientist, that's what new R&B listeners are gonna listen to.
Hmm.
And somebody like who's a good example? Or just like an older R&B artist. Like,
Hmm.
they're not like they're gonna listen to their old stuff, but are they gonna give that same love to their new stuff? Who knows? Who
I
knows?
mean, so like I think it's one of those things where like when, especially, and this goes like 100% to creatives and like doing things creatively. Whenever you create something or whenever you put something out, you can only control what you do in that space. Like, if you're in the studio, you can only can control what you did in the studio. Us doing the podcast right now, we can control what we're doing right now in this box. Like, and then once it goes out to the people, then, you know, you kind of just gotta hope that they like it. Like, you could think this the best podcast episode you've ever done, or you think this the best song you ever made, or the best song ever, and you put it out and people don't receive it well. You know, it's not that it's not good, or it's not that
Right.
somebody doesn't like it, but everybody isn't gonna like everything, and sometimes it just happens that a lot more people don't like it than people do like it. So, when it comes to stuff like doing music and things of that nature, it affects your bottom line. So I think a lot of people don't enjoy the process of creating things and knowing that it's not materializing into anything.
Right.
It's easier to continue to create things when you able to eat off of it.
Hmm.
You know, that's just my opinion. How do you feel about that?
I think I agree. You literally cannot control what happens when the audience receives it. But I think also everyone has their core fans,
For
like,
sure.
gonna support no matter what. There are young people who are going to listen to something that Mr. Dalvin from Jodeci puts out, because I know he constantly puts out new music, and it's good. People should listen to it. But again, it's either your core audience or someone has to be, it's all about interest. Someone has to be interested in it.
Hmm.
If they're not, you're not gonna make money. If they are, you're gonna make money. So it's like it just depends. Can't unfortunately can't control them. So.
And I'm sure you know this because you're a creative also, but creatives tend to be what they like to say some of the most sensitive people when it comes to what we do and the content that we put out and the work that we put in to create this content. And everybody of course wants to create something amazing and put it out and have everybody receive it well. And then when you get a couple people who might not receive it well, depending on how strong you are or how confident you are in your ability, and not to say that you being highly confident, you can't get affected by things that you might see or things that people might say. But it comes with the territory of whenever I'm creating something, I know it's not going to be liked by everybody, but I know that somebody does like it, or a lot of people do like it, or like you said, your core audience likes it. So when you put those things out, I think you got to have an ability to kind of be like, okay, all right, I know everybody ain't gonna like it, but that's not going to stop me from continuing to create, because I do think that happens a lot to a lot of artists who have like immense talent, and they have an opportunity to you know cater to an audience that really supports them, but because they heard Joe over there say, "Oh, I don't like this shit," they just immediately shut it down. I was like, I ain't got it no more. Meanwhile, we're like, bro or
Very.
sis, put out the, like, come on, like I'm waiting.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody isn't, I guess, in that mindset of it doesn't really matter what those people say. I
Mm-hmm.
know I have this group of people, or even or not even doing it for anybody, just doing it because you like to do it. You
Right.
know, not everybody has that mindset of, I'm just going to do it because I like to do it, or I'm going to do it for the people that are supporting me, because like you said, we sensitive about our shit. So
Yeah.
yeah. So how do you feel about like that, as far as like with the content that you put out? Like, are you somebody that is sensitive about your content and you look at the comments and everything, or do you kind of just know that what you do is important to the people that you're trying to serve, and you know that you're damn good at it and you don't care what these other people talk about?
I think that I know what I'm doing is a very good thing to do, and it's my passion.
Hmm.
That you're always gonna have haters or something in your comments that's like, oh, this da 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 da, or this isn't good. Why are you still talking about old stuff? Why are you here?
Hmm.
You took the time out to comment on my stuff. You must want to be here. And I think that's the thing with social media. Like, you just cannot listen to the comments. I swear, do not listen to the comments. I Sometimes there might be one I'm like, I want to respond, but only because the people I talk about are like my babies. Like, don't say anything negative about them, because I want to don't talk about them like in a negative way. Do not do that. But also, you can just delete the comment, pretend like it never happened. So there are times when I want to like say something, especially if something negative, but you have to remember this is a person sitting behind a phone screen. They didn't have to say what they had to say. Just leave a comment. And that's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Yeah, and I like so for me too. Like I'm not like a big comment reader or whatever, but like I do, of course you see things or whatever. And I think, now that I've been like putting out like other projects other than the podcast and things like that, like I said, I got the music out, stuff like that. Like, yes, I've gotten great reviews from a lot of people, but then some people might have been like, oh, it's cool, like I ain't really, take it on, to my heart and be like, oh damn, I'm whack. Let me just, hang my mic up forever. I'm like, all right, they just ain't for you, fam. Like,
Okay.
I see the things you like, so of course you wouldn't like me because
Right. Right.
I'm too good for the things that you like anyway. Well,
Right.
how the phrase go? I don't get mad at y'all not clapping for me because I see what you cheer for or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something along them lines. Yeah. So, I,
It's okay. Like, bye. Bye. Like,
yeah,
okay.
but like I said though, it's definitely one of those things where it can begin to weigh on you at times, and you definitely got to have an outlet to be able to kind of get that off your shoulders, because you can't just go into your cave and just create and just think that you're going to have blinders on forever. Like, that's
Mhm.
not realistic. It's not realistic at all. So,
Mhm.
I think being able to have other mediums or just other outlets to be able to, kind of get those things off your shoulders or kind of just put it into perspective,
Mhm.
of like, yo, like you like how me and you do with these people, you get somebody on the show and be like, yo, do you know how great you are for real? Like real talk, like you really the shit.
Right.
And again, that might be one of those moments where it might, spark that. Oh, I, I, I am the shit for real. Like I'm him for real. Like,
Mhm.
and we was able to, just that one little thing of, yo, you nice for real. The same way that one comment of, nah, I don't really fuck with your shit can derail somebody's career.
Mhm.
Just that one, yo, you killing the game. Keep doing your thing. You
Right.
inspired me to do this, that, and the third. Having those kinds of outlets
Right.
are really, really good. But it also doesn't hurt to see the other side of, like, people just, this is how people gonna be. Everything ain't, milk and honey, sunshines and rainbows.
Right.
That's just not the reality of life. But you do have an opportunity and the control to let go of looking at all of that shit. Meanwhile, you could be looking at some positive things or creating the things that people will want to hear from you or see from you, so on and so forth. So that's just like my little PSA to all the creatives out there that we going, of course we going to see bad shit, and we going to get in our head and have self-doubt because that's just the nature of the game. Like, that just is what it is. It's been a lot of times where I looked at somebody's page and was like, damn, like they got such and such on the pod, damn, I ain't never going to get there. But then I got to put it into perspective and say, well, maybe it just ain't my time to have to get these people on the pod. You reach out to people, they don't respond and stuff like that. You get to a point where you pop, and now they calling you like, hey yo, Nick, can I get on the pod? Like, then here we go.
And
And it can happen like that.
right.
So yeah, that's just my PSA to tell people: don't give up on what you're doing.
That's
Keep
real.
doing
That's
your thing.
real.
And keep
That's
balling. Do you have anything that you would say to creatives, like some positive words?
I would say, like you said, continue to keep doing what you're doing. Um, it truly is a journey. You will see people who, oh my gosh, like you said, like they have this, but they did the work to get there. So you always
Mm-hmm.
have to put in the work, and continue to do what you love and continue your passion for whatever it is you want to do. You can do anything. I would also say be yourself in whatever you do. It's okay to get ideas from people, but you need just be yourself. Like who you are right now is already enough. You don't need to search outside of yourself because you're already, enough. And yeah, keep the entertainment going for the entertainment creatives. Just keep it going. These legacies are important.
That's a fact. So again, speaking of legacies, I I told you I was just gonna give you random reasons to talk about Tevin Campbell. So feel free to talk about Tevin Campbell real quick. What you want to say to Tevin Campbell right now on the HolloTalk podcast?
I would say if Tevin doesn't know how extraordinary he is, I'd be the first outside of his family, of course, fan to remind him that your music can change someone's life, someone's mood, someone's day. And we want to see you on stage again, sir. We do.
Particularly in Nashville.
But I'm literally willing to travel to see Tevin. And that you are truly a legend, and I hope that you feel like a legend. And I hope that every day that you wake up, you have reason to live, not only for yourself, for your fans. We love you. And yeah, I love you so much. Yeah.
See, I said I was gonna be a man of my word. I was just gonna give you random opportunities and random pockets to talk about Tevin Campbell.
Yes, I love him so much. Yeah.
Okay, are there like any other artists that you just want to give some love to, or a shout out to, or some flowers to while we giving flowers,
I want to shout out. I just recently
or
interviewed.
anybody for that matter, actually.
Okay, yeah, I want to shout out Kenny Whitehead, who I just recently interviewed. I think
Mhm.
the Whitehead brothers, their album,
Mhm.
that album is something that's so slept on. Like I, had to listen to it for the interview, and
Mhm.
a song called "Beautiful Black Princess," where he just gives Black women, Black girls around the world, their flowers.
Mhm.
That was pretty iconic. I want to shout out. I want to shout out Halftime Chat for always giving me
Mhm.
opportunities to interview. Um, and we also do like album reviews, so that's really cool to just be together. I want to shout out this new group who does new music. Well, not new music. They do music that's very reminiscent of the past, and we have just become family, like through our love of music. They call
Mhm.
Playtime, Playtime.
Mhm.
And they have some songs like "So Fine" and "You Can Hear My Voice" at the beginning of "Pretty Brown Eyes." They deserve so much love, attention for the music that they create. I like to shout out everybody that has let me interview them.
For sure.
Thank you so much. And I like to shout out like anybody who has even just like had a conversation with me that I've looked up to from little to now. Like
Mhm.
gotten to interview them or not, I don't even like it's fine. I love you. Like you have no idea how much when I say I love them, like I love you. Like even like a text back or call back,
Mhm.
thank you, like, for even just giving me the time of day. Yeah. Shout out to my parents, shout out to my family, shout out to Nick for having this amazing podcast. Having me come on, thank you. And yeah,
For
shout
sure.
out to everybody. Everybody deserves a shout out. Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out God. Shout out everybody.
Shouts out God. That's it. Shouts out the Lord, man.
Everybody deserves a shout out. Like,
Oh, you can't forget. You forgetting somebody. You forgetting somebody.
where are we going?
Shouts out to you.
Shout out to me.
Shouts out to you. Give yourself some shine, some love, a little sprinkle, sprinkle.
Thank you. Shout out to me. Shout out to Mason. Shout out to MJ and Avia, my siblings. Shout out everybody. Shout out Nick. Nick, here we go. Shout out to you. Everybody. Everybody deserves shout out. Everybody gets love. Because I hate like because like when you feel like you gonna miss somebody,
Yeah,
shout out everybody.
yeah. Shouts out everybody. I'm gonna take the easy route out. Shouts out to everybody. It's too many to name.
Shout out everybody.
Shouts out to everybody as a staff, a record label, and as a crew.
Yeah. Shout out everybody. Shout out to my people on TikTok who keep me going. Who be pushing me to go live. Thank you guys. I love you. Yeah, shout out everybody. I just
All
love
right,
I love love. Like shout out everybody
for
that
sure.
loves receives love. Shout out everybody.
Yeah, shouts out to love, period. We need more love in the world anyway. So, if we taking this opportunity to give love to people, let's just shout love out by itself. Shouts out to love. We love you, love.
Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's love. That's love.
For sure. And Tevin Campbell, once again, because like I said, I'm giving her pockets to shout you out. So, shout him out one more time.
Shout out to Tevin Campbell. That's a king. That's a king. Shout out Janet Jackson. I haven't been able to talk about her this whole time, but shout out Janet.
We gonna talk about Janet. I'll talk about Janet all day. Feel free. Go ahead. Control.
I've been to her concert more than any other concert I've been to. I've seen her.
Really?
Yeah, traveled to see her. She's amazing. Shout out to her for continuing to tour and give us so much at the age she is, being a mom. Shout out to her. Shout out to the Jackson family. Shout out, I'm gonna just keep going. Shout out everybody.
So okay. So I've never seen Janet Jackson perform live. Can you explain how amazing of a show this is to see Janet Jackson live?
That microphone is on. First off, that microphone is on. She continues dancing.
Say it again though, because people be acting like Janet really ain't like that with the vocals. Like, tell them again.
Yeah, that microphone is on. She continues to dance. Her background dancers are amazing. Any hit you can think of, she probably sings it, and she's just amazing. Continuing doing what she's doing, like people don't understand. I think she's at the age that we would have gotten more from Michael Jackson at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's continuing to go. She's been in this industry 50 plus years.
Yes.
And still touring, because she could retire. She could be sitting at home with her son.
Oh, she could have retired a long time ago.
She's feeding us. Mother is feeding us. Like, she's giving us what we need. So shout out her. Shout out Beyonce. Beyonce, I've seen her twice. Greatest concert of today. Hands down.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I never seen Beyonce perform live.
Newer generation. Well, she's not even a new generation, but she's still relevant. So it's like, oh, that's a blessed concert.
Did you do the Cowboy Carter?
Yeah, I went to Cowboy Carter and I went to Ray.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Well, again, so for somebody who wasn't there and has never seen her perform live, explain the Beyonce concert for the people.
Beyonce visuals is the first thing that comes to my head. Her visuals are insane. There was one part when she gave flowers to everybody, because
like in the crowd, like she was she was giving like figurative flowers.
Giving flowers to older artists who are.
Oh, okay. I thought she was handing out real flowers to the crowd. I'm about to say, goddamn.
No, people handing out flowers are like Drew Hill. Drew Hill be handing out flowers.
Shout out to Drew Hill.
Handing out flowers, like, period, kings. But yeah, I would say, oh my gosh, talk about dancing. Her daughter did amazing. Background dancers, amazing. Amazing. It's like watching a movie while watching her perform. She's just a best act. Like, we saw to just see her journey. Like, she was starving for her career. Like, she wanted that so bad, and just look at what happened. The fruits of her labor.
For certain. Yeah, so what you're saying is I need to pop out to a Beyonce concert.
Yeah, hopefully she'll do something again. But.
All right, Beyonce, you heard her here first. You know what I'm saying? Slide me some tickets at will call. I will be there to pick them up.
Yeah, go see Queen Bee.
Okay, and what you were saying about Tevin Campbell? You just a little alley-oop right here. Go ahead, say some more about Tevin Campbell.
Yeah, like I said, he needs to go back on tour.
Yeah. Okay. So I need to say this too for the people who don't know or whatever. But she threatened Tevin Campbell on her Instagram. She said, "Tevin, you better go on tour. You better go on tour, Tevin." I
put on like Tevin go on tour. The world would be a better place if Tevin went on tour. He would solve a lot of everything if Tevin went on tour.
See,
for me.
Right. Look, this is my only because let me talk to Tevin real quick. Let me talk to Tevin. Hand me the phone, please. Tevin, listen, Tevin. If I come to your concert, I need you to do Power Live.
Yes. I did that. I don't remember if he did that, but
I was about to say, does he actually do that? Like at the concert? Does he do Power Live?
I don't remember if he did like Eye to Eye. Did he? I don't remember. I have to like look at my videos that I have from that
Okay.
concert. But he needs to go back on tour. If you don't like, he needs to let me work on the tour. Actually, anybody looking for somebody to work on their tour, let me do it, please. Like,
Shoot,
let's.
that's right. That's right. Shoot your shots. What would you like to do on tours?
I don't know, maybe like an assistant role or something, assistant coordinator role. Just really work on our tour.
You know why we at it? Jetpack need a role too.
Right,
I need a role too.
right.
We got to tag team this thing
Literally,
and get us a role or a
yes.
couple roles on
Mhm.
somebody's tour.
I need to be on tour. Yes, like I need that experience. Like in my 20s, being on tour with a band with an art. I need that. Not in that the way, but like a
No, I know. I got what you're saying. I got you. I got you. No, yeah, yeah.
on a
I,
payroll. I need to be on payroll. That's what I need. Yeah,
we love the clarification.
I had to clarify.
For sure. Okay, so like okay, let me ask this question. And some people find this question to be funny or whatever, but your love for music, where did your love for music come from? Because like, like of course like people can like be like, oh, my parents just introduced me to it, but that don't mean that they love, the music or whatever. But where did your love for music come from?
I remember having a computer before I got a phone. And after they gave me like the basics, I always like to say that they planted the seeds, but
Hmm.
the tree that continues to grow and like branch out.
Right.
So it was me that took it upon myself to continue to be on that computer. I think it was the Asus computer. Research, watch, listen to everything old I could find
Hmm.
and just embrace the past world because you always know because it feels like I was just selected to be this old school connoisseur. Like it just feels like I was selected as one of the many, but like
Hmm.
be who I am and what I am today when it comes to old school entertainment. Like a lot of people don't get it. Why are you still stuck in the past? I don't know, and I don't want to change. Like I
Me neither.
the day, I want to be like this forever. This is what my kids will get, my grandkids will get. Like, oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. I love it. Like there are no words. It just happened. And I'm so blessed to be one of the ones that was chosen to be like oh, she's that one right there, that baby that's about to be born, she's gonna be one of the ones that's stuck in the past. And I'm glad to be here.
No, I understand it. I feel that, because and the reason I asked that question is because sometimes we don't think about like the genesis of like why we love certain things or why we like certain things or whatever. So I always think it's interesting to kind of take a step back to be like, well, why do I like this thing, or why do I love this thing? And for me, like I said, and for you too, obviously, music is just one of those things where it's like we really really love this thing. It's not just something that we like listen to or whatever, and it's like we just go about our day. Like no, we in this shit. Like we entrenched in it. We entrenched in it enough to one make music on my end, and two interviewing musicians. Like some legendary people. And and this is me giving you your flowers now. Like
Like,
you have, from what I've seen, like you've had some really 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 cool people on your platform, and you've done a tremendous job talking to them, asking really really good detailed thought-provoking questions, and things of that nature. And like I said, having you on the podcast, and having people learn about who you are, what you mind, what you do, and your opinions on these conversations that we've had today, and the whole nine, and people getting to see your face. Like I'm just really thankful, grateful, and blessed to be able to have a platform to allow you to come on and shed light on you and let people know how dope you are. So thank you for allowing me the chance to do that for you.
thank you, and thank you for the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
You already know. Um, so is there anything that we haven't talked about yet that you want to talk about?
Mm. I feel like we covered everything. Um,
Okay.
I feel like we covered a good gist of like entertainment and what I like, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. So with that being said, can you please, and this is customary to a How Talk podcast, so can you please provide the people with 3 gems that they could take away from this conversation that we had today, or just gems that they can apply to their everyday life in
Mhm.
general?
Yeah, I would say always give someone who has changed your life, no matter if it's for a season, no reason. Always give them their flowers. Always remind people that you love them, because they might need to hear it for that day. They need to see that, oh, someone still cares about me after 25 years when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
entertainment. Continue making your content or whatever you want to put out there in the world. Make sure you're full of passion when you do it. Don't just do it for like monetary gain or fame. Do it because you genuinely love doing this.
Right.
And I would also say, if there's a dream in your heart that you have, go for it. Go for it. You can do anything.
Okay. So, with that being said, can you also let the people know where they can find you and all of your wonderful and thought-provoking content?
Mhm. You can find me on YouTube at Addie's Diary, ADDIEES Diary. And you can find me on TikTok as the same username, and on Instagram, I am Addae Lane, ADDAELANE. And yeah, but I have 2 Instagrams. So I have Addae Lane and Addie's Diary on Instagram. So I have 2 Instagrams. But yeah, like y'all
Follow
can,
both. Follow both.
yeah, you can follow both. You can find me, and there each has a link in the bio, so you can just find me, if you're looking for me. So.
Okay, cool. You already know I'm giving you another chance before we go to talk to your man Tevin Campbell. Talk
Yeah,
to him. Give him some closing remarks.
I remember you asking who I would like to see on here, Tevin
Mm-hmm.
Campbell. Absolutely, like I want to see him everywhere. I would just like to again give him his flowers for everything he's done,
Absolutely.
for everything he's done in entertainment, and people should look deep into his discography and
Mm-hmm.
his catalog of amazing, amazing hits. And I feel like anybody that you find that's under the radar, please go through their discography. There's so much music outside of the hits that we have, that we know. There's so much music that's like that didn't get that much love, and that you should give them the love that they have been searching for and need. Yeah. But thank you so much again for this opportunity, Nick. You are amazing. Thank you for
Absolutely. Thank
your
you.
platform where you just give flowers to everybody. I was
Sure.
scrolling your page the other day. I was like, wow, oh my gosh, this is a lot. Like, you've done so many things, just loving people, and it's just beautiful to see a young Black man doing
You
that. So
already know.
thank you.
You
You're,
know,
you're super dope.
you can't forget fine out there. I put lotion on today too, so I'm looking kind of nice.
I'll get up. You're professional. Loves giving people their flowers.
For
So
sure.
thank you for having me on.
No, yeah, I know, and again, like I gave you your flowers already, but you can never have too many flowers. So me giving you your flowers again, like I said, thank you for coming on the podcast, and like I said, giving me the opportunity to have you on my platform so that people can just learn about how amazing you are, and just come in and chop it out with me and talk some cool shit about the '90s and music and
I'm
Tevin
so
Campbell.
Yeah, I'm sorry that my like camera just changed. It got dark outside. I
You
was
all good.
like,
You all
I'm using
good.
a flashlight. I should have been. I didn't expect it to get dark so quick. Yeah, but
All
thank you.
right. No, for sure. So, like I said, with that being said, this has been another episode of the How Talk podcast. Thank you to all the podcast listeners and supporters for supporting us through and through. And thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Peace and love, y'all.